Let's turn to another major story this weekend. Former President Trump's deadline to pay more than $460 million in the New York civil fraud case. That is fast approaching, folks. The biggest question remains, will Trump post that bond before Monday's deadline? To help us answer that question is Director of Independent Women's Law Center and former White House attorney under the Trump administration, Mailman. May, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. So Trump's attorney said it's a practical impossibility, that's a quote, to secure the full bond amount. But then Trump came out, he says, no, look, I have the money to post the bond. Do you expect him to post the bond before that Monday deadline?
This is a tough question, but I tend to believe his loyalty over Trump's Truth Social post. So Trump said he has the $500 million, but then his lawyer clarified that he was talking about campaign cash and other things that maybe actually can't be used to pay this bond amount. And, it's been in the news that he came into a lot of money because he's able to capitalize now on his Truth Social platform. But the problem is he actually just has shares there. He has to sell those shares. He can't sell them because there's a 6-month lockup provision. He can't really borrow against them because they're locked up for 6 months. So I still think that his almost 5,000-page filing where he cannot get the money is accurate and that he won't be able to post by Monday.
I'm so glad you mentioned that major boost in wealth after that merger when it comes to Truth Social. So in your opinion, or factually, this will not help him post bond in New York. But do you think the RNC can come to the rescue like, I don't know, Trump's daughter-in-law and the new RNC co-chair, like Trump suggested?
I thought that the filing was very powerful where he said he couldn't pay it, and he should stick with that rather than saying, I've got 45 friends that can each put in $2 million. Because I think it highlights the possible situation that he's in. And so could he gather together friends? I guess maybe, but that's high risk for them because nobody trusts the New York legal system right now. And so that's really the problem. The problem is the fine itself. It's not really coming up with the money. It is this $500 million judgment does not seem to be grounded in anything. It seems to be an excessive fine. It seems to be completely unnecessary. The court monitor right now over all of his properties. They're not going anywhere. And so by highlighting that the problem is the fine itself and not really the ability to come up with it, I think that puts Trump on a better footing. And so I don't know whether he's got enough friends to come up with it, but that's, I think, besides.
New York Attorney General Letitia James, she's already taken those initial steps to seize Trump's property if he doesn't post that bond on Monday. How many properties do you expect her to take here, May?
Ultimately, I would think none. So she did file for 2 properties that he has in Westchester. But the thing about property is that it's going to be very, very complicated for her. And I would think that maybe the appeals would be resolved before she actually ends up selling the properties because his properties are owned in LLC. So she's going to have to untangle what percentage of ownership, who actually has, whether she can go after them. Then you have to sell them. So you need to find a buyer. So that's just going to take a long period of time. So I think we're going to have some legal process resolved before she actually gets to the point of a sale.
May, in 10 seconds, can she go after properties outside of New York State?
She can go after properties that are part of the lawsuit. And so that,
Got it.
But other than that, that's going to be difficult for her.
Okay, May Mailman, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.